And they're not forcing you, look, get out here and give your full potential. You only got one chance. Let's do it. Get your full potential. Michael Jackson was an example of someone who was diving and swimming in the nude all the time, wasn't he? He was an example of somebody who had that, what we call that magic touch, right? Took worthless things and turned them into what? Into gold. He was a chemist, wasn't he? He had that ability to say, I'll be right back, I'm going into the nude. And he would jump in the water, and when he would come back, here comes a gold album. Here comes a platinum album. Because he didn't fall short of knowing that this is a potential place that I have total access to since I was born. Since I was born. I was an old soul with the Jackson 5. I was an old soul. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And as he got older, he got younger. As he got older, he got younger. Because that soul comes into this realm. They call it an old soul. You already know what's happening. You already know what's going on when you come into this world. By the age 5, he's singing like Jackie Wilson. Because he was tapped into that source. What do they call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The source. What do they call El Elo? The source. All these names, these religious names that you give, we're talking about that place called the nude and that one subjective being. They called him Nebuchadnezzar at first, who came out and walked out, or they called him Atum or Tim or Timu, who walked out of that subjective realm into objective realm. What is the problem with you? The problem is you think you were born in the objective realm. You don't realize that you walked out of subjective realm. You walk into the objective. Once you get that in your mind, here it comes. You can call it enlightenment, you can call it kundalini, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But I call it let there be light. Because all this was taking place before what? Let there be, let me change the word. Let there be consciousness. Once you become conscious of your potentiality, right? The things you can do without limit, you can go for it, as they say. That's why people walk around saying, go for it. Nike say, just do it. This is your information and they're using it. Just do it. What they're really saying is quit talking. Just do it. And there's a pair of tennis shoes, right? With that Nike symbol on it, right? Saying, just do it. You've learned all this, so just do it. So that's what we're talking about. Not just an ancient principle, but an ancient principle that you need to use in your life that was there for you to use. That principle is for you. I walk around the house and I walk around and I'm speaking at people and they say, this brother's always talking about the noon and some places. I'm talking about your potential. That's all I'm talking about is your potential. My job is, what they call them, what's these kind of coaches they call, what they call them? Coaches. Life coach. That's all I am. A life coach. And I've been doing this all my life for people's lives so they can see their full potential. We're teachers. We're metaphysicians. We're all what we say, but in reality, we're life coaches. We're trying to coach you into using your full potential. That's it. Anybody got any questions on this? I really didn't get deep into it like I want to, but I'm just trying to show you from the basics how that one makes everything else. Like I told you before, I can't do this writing too much because my marker's out. But here, like I said before, this is your first part of the tree of what? Of the tree of life, right? This is your first part. 1, 3, and 2. Remember when I told you about subjective being and then 3 and 2? Told you about Asar and Aset, right? And it goes down, all the way down to 10. And I'll show y'all that later. Anybody got any questions on this though? Like I told you, that being is moving from subjective to objective in steps. All right? All right, let me see if I can get a marker here. All right, let's look at the third. I want you to write this all down. The third step of manifestation. Netta projects the sound. Watch this. Let me get it. Let me write it so in a way that you can get these. Third step. KRI. Write that down. Oh, thank you, brother. Write that down. This is the third step. Step what? Step 3. Thank you, brother. KRI. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Now, what did I tell you? Step 2 dealt with omni what? Conscious. Who? Conscious, right? In the ancient Kemetic, the who is the consciousness. Now we're doing crit. Crit. Y'all already know where I'm going to go with this, don't you? Crit. Crit is the what? The omnipotent, right? The omnipotent. Let me give you something so you can write. The subjective being realizes that the unlimited power of what? Creativity. This deals with the unlimited power of creativity, the omnipotent. All right? Now, what happens here is at this level, watch it now, this level, what is this? Say it. Somebody sound it out for me. Say it. Say it with some tone. Watch this. What? Creativity starts, right? Now, from this creativity, this third stage, creativity, or Cree, watch it now, is injected into NG. Got it? Cree is injected into what? NG. I'm going to still put that little K there. For Ankh. So, creativity is now injected into nothingness, right? So now there's something in what? Nothing. Something from another place has been injected into nothing. But it ain't just something now. It's creativity. At first I gave you all consciousness, right? That means the ability that was infinite. So now, watch me now. Something, and I'm not going to write an S-U-N. Something